Hello, welcome to a Patch Note Special Report. This week I'm going to break down what happened over the last weekend at IGN. While this story is kind of related to the atrocities going on in Palestine, I would definitely say I'm not qualified to inform you as to the tragedies that are going on over there, and I would highly suggest you do your own research on what's going on over there. And as for myself, I will say free Palestine, because all that shit that's going on is horrible. It needs to stop. But for now, I'm going to cover what happened with IGN last weekend in case you saw something but you don't really know what happened. And it's a lot, so sit down and get ready to take this in. On May 14th, IGN made a post on their site and Twitter account basically asking for people to donate to help Palestinian civilians by having a webpage dedicated to donation links, as well as adding a flag to the website next to the IGN logo. This page also had resources to help people learn about what's going on in Palestine. Later on in the day, IGN Israel made a statement saying that they did not approve of what IGN America did, saying that IGN Israel supports Israel, obviously, and we're working to remove, quote, misleading and offensive content from the American edition of IGN. And it is important to note, while the international offices do have the name IGN on them, IGN Israel licensed the name IGN. They are not under the same IGN team as IGN America. From what I can gather, the only teams that are under the same branch are IGN America, Japan, UK, and Australia. That's it. Those are the only teams that kind of work together and are under the same company. Everybody else is their own business that licenses the IGN name, like a franchise. And at the same time IGN Israel makes this post, the Palestine flag on the IGN website changes to a red cross, eventually leading to the page getting deleted and the Twitter post getting deleted as well the next day. And then in the middle of the night, IGN makes a post on Twitter saying, our recent post regarding of how to help civilians in the Israel-Palestine conflict mistakenly left the impression that we were politically aligned with one side. This was not our intention, and we sincerely regret the error. And from what I could gather, IGN staff writers have come out and said that they did not do this. It is believed that this was the work of Ziff Davis, J2 Global, and corporate leadership at IGN. Ziff Davis and J2 Global are the companies that own IGN. That day, IGN staff members made an open letter to their leadership disapproving of what they had done. Because in the past, from what I was able to gather, again, there had never been an issue in which these people had to step in, Ziff Davis and J2 Global. In the past, IGN was just allowed to publish whatever article they wanted or host any kind of charity event that they wanted. So it is really weird for the donation links for Palestinian children and civilians to get deleted out of nowhere. In their open letter, employees of IGN said that they are appalled by the recent management decision to subvert our editorial autonomy and remove our post directing aid to Palestinian civilians currently suffering a humanitarian crisis in Gaza, the West Bank, and Jerusalem. Adding, the decision to take down the post was made a day and a half after it was published. The takedown took place in the early hours of the morning of a weekend with no communication to its initial authors, the general IGN staff, or to the public as to why it happened. We feel the decision to move the original article and social posts as well as the subsequent statements from management is not only actually harmful to IGN's public reputation and its employees, but also highly disrespectful to much of its content team and broader staff. Also adding that they felt this donation push was keeping in line with what IGN had been highlighting in the past year, such as their support for other causes like Black Lives Matter and AAPI Heritage Month, and basically closing out the statement saying, we are calling for an all-hands meeting that includes IGN upper management and anyone at J2 Global or Ziff Davis who had a hand in the decision. We ask that the management body responsible for the decision accept the responsibility publicly. We ask that the management recognizes IGN's editorial authority and autonomy with regards to what it publishes, regardless of whether that work is news, reviews, features, guides, videos, content, or promotion of initiatives our staff feels are important, such as issue awareness or charitable support. Finally, we ask that management work with our staff to republish the piece. We firmly believe that we must be allowed to advocate for humanitarian causes freely across all our channels. It is our hope the management recognizes its errors this past weekend and is willing to work with us to ensure that IGN can continue to stand as a trusted publication, unconstrained by interference from corporate interests and able to freely inform its audience about opportunities to support important and meaningful causes around the world. There's a lot more in this open letter that I would love to share, but I would highly suggest you read it on your own if you're really interested. And it is also worth noting that after putting out this open letter, IGN Israel made a statement saying they had nothing to do with the page getting deleted and didn't mean to condemn any genuine charitable efforts. That's basically the rundown of what happened there. As far as I can gather, nothing else has come up. I mean, IGN South Africa did republish the donation links, but then it got taken down within a matter of minutes. But yeah, as for my thoughts, it sucks that these corporate overlords stepped in and deleted a very important post on IGN. It is a breach of freedom of press, and I hope that this all gets resolved very soon. If you want a deeper dive in on the situation, Alana Pierce did a great video on her channel breaking down what happened, basically from the perspective of somebody that used to work in IGN, and it's very, very interesting. There will be a Twitter thread linked in the description with many links on information on what's going on over in Palestine, as well as donation links. And thank you for checking out this Patch Note special report. If you like what you saw, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. My name is Cesar at Caesar Towers on Twitter. You can follow McKenna, the editor, at PowderPants212. Be sure to check in next time when we give you your Patch Notes.